So lessons learned, and this is sort of my favorite section. Simple popularity contests are a race to the bottom. We see a lot of people in this space and a lot of people sort of starting out with what they think is machine learning, and they're just counting clicks, right? All they care about is how many times did someone click on that. That document must be better, so let's send it to the top. Sending it to the top does what? Cause more people to click on it, that's right. So it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. You need to understand why someone clicked on something. So prefer the matches or understand the matches versus just, again, the click counts in the documents. And what that does is allow you to understand that, hey, a lot of people are clicking on this document, and that's great, but really there's another document that's a better match. It more closely resembles what they're really looking for. Let's put that at the top instead. The second thing is that the UX matters. For the last bank we just rolled this out with, the user experience was, I'll say dated. It was sort of the black on white with tiny font sort of experience. And what we found was that the more intelligence we added in the background, in the back end, the more jarring the user experience became, because it wasn't relaying sort of what was happening. It was sort of throwing people down this path, 10 or 12 steps further than they were used to going, and so the users didn't understand what was going on. It was only once we changed the user experience, didn't change the back end at all, just the user experience to let them know what was going on, that the system, again, the perception was that it was smarter, even though it was sort of always been doing this stuff. This is another one when you're working with machine learning and executives, I've learned, is don't allow users to eyeball the results, right? Don't allow them to say, I don't like that, I don't like that. When I search for my name, it's not the #1 result. It's a pretty common one, and the reason is that users disagree, right? So you can get 10 SVPs in a room, tell them all to sort of look at the results, they will disagree every time. Unless you get them to write down what they're doing or get someone else to write it down for them, which is what we usually have to do, you'll end up in a space where you'll fix Joe's problem, but totally ruin Carrie's experience. You have to be programmatic about this stuff. The last thing I learned with my team and with others is that engineers cheat. It's easy with machine learning technologies to factor in some data that, if you think about it, if you understand it, it's really sort of canning the answer for a golden set or for some signal data that you have. And so if you do that, again, easy to get a great result on sort of your test set, and then as soon as you take it to the real world, it's you're at 2% accuracy. It's not that they're mean-spirited, they see numbers and all of a sudden they think they're experts. So in the end, it's not really about the math at all is what we've learned. These are all tools, machine learning, natural language processing. I think we sort of do similar things, question answer, we were talking about it beforehand. There are a lot of tools and tricks that you can use in various applications. It's not about the tools themselves, it's about the experience that they power. And if you don't expose that to your users and really deliver on that experience, users will find somewhere else to go, right? If you're not competing with Google today, you might be tomorrow. If you're in the public website space, you almost certainly will be. And so you have to think about who is offering this great experience and try to deliver it yourself.